What's up guys, Doomwake here, and welcome to another special Modern video on the channel. Special because I know everybody loves the humans content. Before we continue, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. So, as you can tell here, we're going to be playing some humans today. This is, if you watched the metagame breakdown last week, this is the deck list that top-aided last week's challenge, and I saw there's a couple different people who have been playing the 75. I think it's top-aided 2 challenges in a row now, or at least one every, one weekend and then 2 weekends later. And it's been putting up some decent league results, so figured we'd give it a spin. There's not a ton different about this list. I mean, if you've seen one humans deck, you've seen them all kind of thing. There are some small changes which we'll go over here really quick. 4 Champion, 4 Hierarch, 4 Vile, that's just standard at this point. 3 Thalia, that seems to be the number that everybody is settling on because it's not the best when you're on the draw against Wrenn and 6 and people are playing Lava Dart, that kind of stuff. So 3, I think, is the right number. 4 Lieutenant, 4 Meddling Mage, those are standbys. And then kind of the new kid on the block, as it were, Adeline Resplendent Cathar, which is one of the more powerful 3-drops that we've had in humans in quite some time. And it really allows the deck to, it's so, like, it doesn't die to Lightning Bolt, so it's really good that way. And it really gives you a way to go wide and something else to do with like your champions and lieutenants when you're kind of running out of gas. You still can attack with those and get triggers with the the attack trigger on Adeline. So it really, it's like part of your best nut draws, and it gives you some staying power late game. It's a really big body, so everything about it is pretty good. It is legendary, so you want to be a little bit cognizant of that, so that's why we're only playing 3 copies, but just a really powerful card overall. And then Imperial Recruiter, you'll notice there's no Mantis Riders in this deck, which might seem kind of like sacrilege, but I personally am a big fan of playing Imperial Recruiter over Mantis Rider, because the way that Modern is right now, there's a lot of bit removal spells being played to, because people have to be prepared for Ragavan and Hammer Time and all this stuff. So removal is at an all-time high, which means there aren't that many decks that just can't kill a Mantis Rider, and the decks that can't kill it usually don't care about it because they can kill you faster than you're racing with Mantis Rider. So I like Recruiter because it allows you to play some silver bullets in your deck. You can see we have a couple 1-ofs in our main deck, couple 1-ofs in our sideboard, and in the matchups where Mantis Rider is bad, Recruiter for a hate piece can be backbreaking. So that's where Imperial Recruiter shines, and it's also better against the Lurrus decks because it's just a 2-for-1, Even though the body's not terribly meaningful, if you Recruiter for a Lieutenant, now you have a 2-2 body, even if they answer the Lieutenant, you still got a 2-for-1 out of it. So that's where we're playing with Recruiter, and then, again, 4 Reflector Mage, this is kind of a staple. I've seen less than 4. I think I like 4 just because of how many creatures there are in the format. I will say it's kind of awkward against Solitude and Fury, so you might want to keep that in mind if you're choosing to play this deck if you get a lot of Solitudes and Furies. And then we have 1 Phantasmal Image just as a recruiter target, 1 main deck Turok Dreadcantor, because there are a lot of matchups where Turok is really good, specifically against the white-based control decks that have Ending in Solitude. So definitely, I like the main deck copy. It doesn't cost you a ton. It is a human, so... and then 2 Kitesail Freebooters to round out our 2-drops here. We're going with less freebooters than you would normally see, again, because of the prevalence of how many removal spells are being played, so I think 2 makes a lot of sense. And then the full 4 copies of Esper Sentinel. When MH2 first came out and I tried some humans decks, because I was mostly excited about Recruiter, I tried Sentinel and humans, and I wasn't a big fan of it, and I think that might just have to do with how the metagame was shaped back then. Like, there was a lot more Amulet Titan, which didn't really care about Sentinel, and there were some other decks that just kind of tried to kill you a little bit quicker. But given how the metagame is shaped out, and I think Sentinel being really good against Control and most of the Lurrus decks, I definitely am a fan of main decking 4, and the other thing is, in order to match the efficiency of the Lurrus decks, you need more 1-drops, so now we have the full 16 1-drops, so we can kind of keep pace with the Lurrus decks that way. And then moving on to the sideboard, full 4 copies of Sanctifier, because Rakdos, those matchups I think are not the best for humans. The Lurrus, like tons of removal, Lurrus, that kind of stuff, so Sanctifier is really good against those decks. Kataki for Hammer Time and Affinity. Barenton Forge Tender for mostly burn, but you would consider bringing it against Rakdos as well. Dismember, which is here for mostly Hammer Time, because that matchup kind of sucks. We have more copies of Turok, which is good against the Solitude Prismatic Ending-based control decks, Magus of the Moon for Tron, and various Urza Saga decks, and then Deputy of Detention, mostly here for Urza Saga tokens, but there's also some niche spots that you can bring in Deputy as well. So that is the deck list. I love humans. I've always been a fan of playing this deck, so I'm excited for today's video. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Alright, everybody, we are here for round number 1 of our League with Humans. What do we got? We got a 1-lander with a Vial. I'm going to keep it. Go turn 1 Vial, turn 2. Play Sentinel and Violent Hierarch. Got a Freebooter on 3. Opponent's mulling to 5, which means they're probably Tron. Could be good or bad. I don't know if this hand's good against Tron. Probably not the best against Tron, but we shall see. Mistvault Bridge. Alright, definitely not Tron. Looks like Affinity. Which makes our Sentinel a little bit worse. Sentinel's not really great against Affinity. I'm still going to play it, because I got nothing else to do, but they don't have a ton of non-creature spells. Platings, drums, some, but not a ton. Okay, what do we got? Blood Fountain. Looks like they're playing the Affinity list that we did a video with a couple days back. I was a pretty big fan of this Affinity list, so I'm glad to see other people playing it. I think Blood Fountain is really good in that deck. Alright, so they're choosing to pay for the Sentinel, which means that's their whole turn. We take those. Well, they can have Frogmites, but Ornithopter, end of turn. We'll put in our Hierarch. Go untap, tick up the Vial. See what we draw. Another Vial. Okay. I'm going to draw step Freebooter them, which means I think I'm just going to cast this other Vial. So let's attack for 2. We'll go draw step the Freebooter. Cast the Vial off the Hierarch. Draw stepping in here just so I can, take a look and see what they drew for the turn. No reason not to draw step it when you have the option. Manual Plating, Memnite, Shadow Spear. Take their plating. They have a Memnite and a Shadow Spear. So I have to imagine they're probably going to start... Never mind, I was going to say they're going to loot the Memnite away. I think I would have looted the Memnite away with the Blood Token. Just like sack the Blood Token, discard the Memnite, because then you can cast Thought Monitor if you draw it, but they have elected to play the Memnite, which I am fine with. Alright, my turn. I'm going to take both of our Vials up. I think what I'm going to do is cast Adeline. And then I think I'm going to go end of turn, Vial in the Recruiter. Want to attack with both? No, I think it just makes sense to attack with just this. Get our token. And then I'm going to go end of turn, Vial in the Recruiter, and get a Lieutenant. And we can actually, the cool thing about Adeline, if you have a Vial on 2 with Lieutenant, is you can attack with your stuff, get the token in combat, and then pump the token in combat with the Recruiter, or the Lieutenant, which is kind of cool. So, something worth noting. Alright, they did find Thought Monitor. which is good. I don't think it's good enough, but it is good. They kind of need to find plating. Plating might give them a shot this game. All right, let's file in recruiter. Let's get the lieutenant. And then if I draw a land, I can kick Turok. I could have gotten Hierarch there to guarantee my fourth mana source. Oh no, because I only have 2 black. Yeah, so I need to find a black source. Right. Okay, well, it didn't matter anyways because they've had enough. So against Affinity, we're going to bring in Kataki. I'm not actually a fan of Dismember, and the reason is a lot of their creatures are either 0 or 1 mana. So you're like Frogmites and Memnites and Ornithopters, those are not good Dismember targets. And the ones that are basically just Thought Monitor, which is, replaces itself twofold anyways, and it just doesn't line up that well against their cards. The Turok I think is pretty bad. Protection doesn't matter. Deputy's good against Saga tokens. And I think I'm gonna cut... Maybe on the draw I'll cut 2 Sentinels, because Freebooter I think is a little bit better against plating. So I think we'll just do it like this. Alright, game number 2. Here we see the classic Ancient Ziggurat Aether Vial. This hand is risky, because we can't cast Vial, but I'm on the draw, and I have a land, a champion, and a Kataki, so I think I'm going to keep this one. If I draw any land in my first 2 draw steps, it's really good. And I don't know, it's a risky hand for sure, but I only have 2 of these in my sideboard, so I have to prioritize any opening hand with Kataki a lot more than I normally would, because there's only 2 of them in my sideboard. If it was a card I had 4 of, then it's a different story, but... Okay, Memnite, Citadel, Shadow Spear, Ornithopter, Frogmite, another Ornithopter. Alright, so they have a lot of permanents. Permanents ripe for the picking with this Kataki if I draw land. Alright, ideally... Okay, they have a tap land. Alright, let's see if we find our land. I'm not going to block the Memnite. Land for the win. Never punished. Never, ever punished. And I want to play the Kataki now before they have... they're just off it. Understandable. But ideally, they sometimes bring in Dispatch, so you really want to play the Kataki on a turn they don't have access to Dispatch, because you're going to get at least 1 untap trigger of it. Like, if I wait a turn and they have white mana untapped, they can just go end step, Dispatch, untap, move on with their life, so that's just something worth noting. But we are 1-0 due to Kataki, so I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. And we're back for round number 2. We have a Hierarch, a Recruiter, and too many lands. So we'll go ahead and take a mulligan. This one is much, much better. Against Lurrus. Really depends on what type of Lurrus deck they're playing. My instinct is to put back Meddling Mage, but I could also put back a 3-drop. I think I'm just going to go back Meddling Mage. There's also a consideration to put back the Champion and just hope they don't kill my Hierarch and just go turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 this, turn 3 this. I am still going to lead on Hierarch anyways. I believe so. I think no matter what, I'm going to lead on Hierarch. Maybe the argument to keep Meddling Mage is so I have a double spell turn on turn 2, so I can go Hierarch into Champion Mage. It's really close. I think you could make arguments either way. So now I have to decide if I want to play the Champion to try and trade, or just play the Hierarch and take a hit. Say we draw. Drew a Sentinel. Okay, let's actually go with that, because if they decide to kill... It does block the Ragavan profitably. And if they decide to kill the Sentinel, it messes with their mana a little bit, and then I can just go double spell next turn, still offer the trade for Ragavan. So I think I like this better. Okay, that is a good exchange for me. I will take my free card. Yeah, now next turn I'm still just going to go Hierarch Champion. And then if they kill the champion, that's fine, because I get to keep the Hierarch in play, hopefully. Alright, let's go Cavern on human. Let's play the champion. Let's play the Hierarch. We'll go ahead and pass. They can kill my champion, that's fine. I don't mind too much. Take a Ragavan hit, because then we can just play this next turn, which kind of brick walls the Ragavan. Casting Consider End of Turn. Okay. Lightning Bolt the champion. I could chump block. It's actually a reasonable chump block. I'm going to take it. It is a reasonable chump block, but if I block and they just hit their land drop, it's pretty bad for me, so I think taking it's also fine. Alright, they didn't hit their land drop, so that's good. So now we can go this on human. Could Reflector Mage the Channeler and play a Vial, but if they have another Bolt, that's kind of awkward. I think I'm just going to go Vial Adeline. Yeah, I think I like this. And the next turn I can hopefully, if I draw a land, go Reflector Mage Lieutenant. Which I think ends up being pretty good. So let's do it this way. They don't have Delirium, which means they should not be able to kill the Adeline. Unless they can achieve Delirium. Maybe they find a Bauble and do it that way. Okay, that's type number 3. Sorcery, instant land. So now if they hit a creature, they can turn on Delirium. A Bauble turns on Delirium. Hallowed Fountain. Okay, alright. I guess they're just aggressively looking for Delirium. I mean, if they hit a Bauble off this, it's pretty good for them. If they miss, it's pretty bad. So let's see if they hit the Bauble. They did hit the Bauble. That's their whole turn, though. We still just get to go Reflector Mage. So we're, I think, in a fine spot. Good news is we don't have to worry about Murktide Regent, so... Looks like there's some kind of Jeskai Prowess deck, if I had to guess. Alright, so Vial takes up to 2, or to 1, excuse me. I actually don't mind drawing a land. Oh. That's pretty interesting. Because I could just double Lieutenant and let them have Channeler for another turn. I think I actually kind of like that. Just puts it puts so much pressure on them. This might be a little bit more of an aggressive line than just playing Reflector Mage, and it definitely is, but I think it's okay. So now they take a lot. 6, 7, 8. Plus the human pumps both lieutenants. Yeah, I like this line. This is actually 9 damage. They end up taking 3, but... Oh, they're chump blocking. I guess that makes sense. They probably have more Ragavans, and they know the Ragavan's not doing anything at this point anyways. They could still have heat for this, which would be awkward, but even if they have heat, we still have, you know, a 5-5 and a 3-3 after we bounce this, so... And the rest of our board is just massive, so I don't think it matters too much if they heat this at this point. Alright, they have a land. I will take 3 damages. See what else they got. Gotta have some sort of removal spell this turn, I think. Okay, so probably Unholy Heat on Adeline. They probably shouldn't let me untap with the Vial, because if I have another Lieutenant, I can make this a 7 toughness. So if they have a removal spell, if they have Unholy Heat, they should just do it now. And they realize that. Are they dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Not quite. Not sure what outs they have, though. Should have done this after combat, but I just want F6. There's something to be said about F6ing. Alright, pick up your channeler, attack you with everything. There's always something to be said about F6ing. Opponent's at 2, I'm at 10. Don't really think they have any outs. Unless they have like main deck explosives maybe, but I'm not even sure that that gets them as far as they need to go. Because they could E for 2, but then we would still have 3 creatures in play, so yeah, I think it would still be fine. Alright, next game against what appears to be... I don't know, I was going to say Jeskai Prowess, but then they had a Snapcaster Mage, and they didn't play any Prowess creatures. So I'm not sure what to think. Jeskai, maybe... No, they can't be Stoneblade because they have Lurrus. Huh, maybe just like Jeskai control mid-range stuff? Not sure. I think Sanctifier is decent because it somewhat shuts off Channeler, and it helps against Snapcaster Bolt. Turok seems not very good against them. I mean, it doesn't add a Prismatic Ending, but it does the Bolt and Heat, so... I don't think I want Dismember. Magus doesn't seem ideal against, like, Bolt Heat. Deputy seems kind of weak. Maybe the Forge Tenders? I'm going to cut the image, and I think I'm going to trim... What if I just cut all of the mages and played 2 Forge Tenders? Let's try this. Again, Meddling Mage, kind of awkward because they have 12... They probably have a split of Bolt, Heat, and Ending. I don't know what their split is. And if you name Bolt and they have Ending, or if you name Ending and they have Heat, it's like... puts you in this weird spot, so... And the thing about Forge Tender is it's good against Heat and Bolt. It's not good against Ending, but it's good against 2 of the 3, so I think it's fine. I'm going to lead on Vile here. Lead on Zavile. Could have Prismatic Ending, which makes it a little bit worse, but then I can go Champion Noble, which is not too bad if they have the ending. Torpor Orb. Interesting. Okay. Did not prepare for that one. So I think I'm just going to maybe freebooter them? Oh no, I can't because of the Torpor Orb. So I think I'm just going to go Noble, and then pass. End of turn Violent Champion. Torpor Orb is pretty good against me, huh? Yeah, let's just go Noble. I actually don't have a good answer to Torpor Orb in my sideboard, too. Like, Deputy doesn't hit it. I don't think I have anything else, right? Like, I have no Forces, no Liberators. Yeah, I don't really have anything for it. Okay. It's a good one to know about. It does shut off their Snapcaster Mages, though. They probably boarded them out. Alright, yield until next end step. We'll put our champion into play. What's this? Unholy Heat. Sure. Take it up to 2. I guess I'm just going to attack for 2 and Violin a 1/2 flyer. Yeah, I guess Torpor makes my deck kind of look like a bad limited deck, huh? It's definitely an issue. It's not really an issue that I can do anything about, but it's an issue. Kind of just have to go wide around it, because you can't go tall. None of your creatures get bigger. Alright, pick up Lurrus. Let's go Vile in this. I should have sacked my Canopy first, but in case I drew a Thalia or something. Yeah, I also should have probably main phase that. Vial on 2 or 3? I'm gonna keep it on 2. Okay, let's make sure I don't make the same mistake as last turn. Attack for 3. 3 in the air. And then Blaze Idol, I guess? Got nothing else to do. Alright, Sentinel, your turn. I mean, we are clocking them with a 3-4 flyer, and Lurrus doesn't block a 3-4 flyer, so... I don't know. We got some stuff going on. Shocking? What's that for? What could they possibly be shocking for? Maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Not really sure. Okay. Bobble pay. Crack Bobble Lurrus. Okay. I've been bobbled. Bobble me, right? Yeah. I have been bobbled. This card's kind of rude. Card is kind of rude. Adeline still plays, though. I got 3 of those. I'm going to tick up the Vial so I can Vial in Reflector Mage if they go to attack with Lurrus. Hey, look, an Adeline. Adeline was definitely a good draw. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have cast it pre-combat. I just gave them 3 life for no reason. Yeah, I should have waited, because... Yeah, that was bad. I forgot that they can just eat the token. I should have actually cast this pre-combat, which seems so weird, but I should have cast it pre-combat. Or post-combat, excuse me. Yeah, that was dumb. I should have cast it post-combat. No reason to pre-combat it. I forgot that the Adelie would still make the token. For some reason, I thought that the token wouldn't get made because of Torpor, but it's not. It triggers on attacks, not ETBs or anything like that. So they could be at 6 here, which yeah, that's a pretty big difference if they're at 6. Interesting. They would fetch before cracking the bobble. I feel like they would rather just bobble themselves. Did they already bobble themselves this turn? No, they didn't. Okay, that was kind of weird. Maybe they just forgot? I don't know. 3 card types, so no Delirium. Path to exile my Adeline. Alright, I get a Plains. They attack with the Lurrus, I can Vial and Reflector Mage to try and trade. They are not attacking with the Lurrus. Alright, I'm not going to Vial in the Reflector Mage yet. Okay. The Vial they know about. Attack for 3. Yeah, this would have been a lot better if they were at 6, huh? Messed that up pretty badly. Alright, well, I had a heat anyways, so maybe it didn't change too much. Oh, did I already play my land? Did I play my land? I think I did, yeah. Did I play the territory that turn? Yeah, I played territory that turn. I get in Snapcaster Mage. Love to see it. That's awesome. Give him a little nice. Love to see the Torpor Orb Snapcaster Mage combo. Never gets old. All right, they're bobbling me. Let's see what they are up to. Okay, no attacks. I think I'm still not gonna Violin the Reflector Mage, because I want to keep it as a surprise. Not sure if that's correct, but... No. Yes. Brenton Forge Tender. Alright, let's see if they would like to trade Sentinel for Lurrus. I think I would be okay with that trade. They have Consider. They're paying. They, I think, binned it. It doesn't tell you in the game log if they binned it. I don't actually know. I think they binned it. I think it was the bauble they binned. I mean, they could chump block with Snapcaster, replay Snapcaster, but... Alright, draw a card. I guess there's no reason to cast this. I can just file it in. No reason to cast. Oh, I find that hilarious. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is the combo deck. The Snapcaster combo deck. Okay. 11 cards in graveyard, no Delirium, by the way. Kind of crazy. Okay, they're paying. It's fine. I'll yield to that. And they're at 6, huh? Okay, bobbling me. I think I'm still not going to Violin the Reflector Mage. I think I'm fine just holding it up, because it is preventing the Lurrus from attacking the entire time. I mean, it's an additional point of damage with the 2 Hierarchs, but it doesn't actually change the clock. Like, if I just attack with Sentinel, it's the same clock. Would have been different if they were at... Well, no, it wouldn't be different if they were at 3. Well, in the Forge Tender... Let's go... This is the 1-on-1, so we'll tick this up. This is the 1-on-3, so we'll always know. Keep 1-on-3 and 1-on-2. Attack with the Sentinel. Just kind of sitting here, not doing a ton. Let's see what they're casting. Lightning Bolt targeting Esper Sentinel. I think I might just sack the Forge Tender. They binned an Iteration. I guess they can just trade Channeler even if I sack the Forge Tender. Yeah, they can just trade. They can just trade the Channeler for it and then recast it. So it doesn't actually accomplish anything. Just gonna pass. So I guess their deck is just like Jeskai Control with Lurrus? And then the Torpor Up Snapcaster combo. Very interesting deck. Still not going to Violin the Reflector Mage because I can just attack with Forge Tender. Expressive Iteration. Channeler. Okay, now they're electing to attack with the Snapcaster Mages. Now that I can ambush something, I will Violin the Reflector Mage. Like to ambush your Snapcaster Mage. If they have a Lightning Bolt, I can just sack the Forge Tender. Choose the Bolt. I have a Path. Why didn't they just lead on Path? Very confused. Very, very confused at some of the plays that our opponents made. I guess I'll choose this one too. They also should have waited until I let the... Yeah, okay. They messed that up, because now I just didn't take 3 damage. Alright, I don't think it's going to matter, but... Okay, keep this on 3 and 2, and we drew another Reflector Mage. Alright, your turn. Maybe we'll clock them. They're down to 9.5 minutes. There's always that. Prismatic Ending. Targeting the Vial on 3, which means I have to respond and put in the Reflector Mage. Alright, Vial down. Now what? Take 6. Did I bring in the... I brought in the Sanctifiers, right? Just haven't drawn one yet. I wouldn't be that good against the Snapcaster Mages, but... Wouldn't even shut off Delirium. Sorcery, instant, artifact, land. No, wouldn't even shut off Delirium, so... I mean, I assume we're going to be going to Game 3 here. I'm trying to think of what my sideboarding wants to be like. Just wait till their draw step. I don't know, it doesn't matter. We'll pass. Can I attack with Reflector Mage? Probably not. Again, I don't think I have any outs, but playing towards the clock a little bit. Casting Lightning Bolt on Reflector Mage. Okay. So we go block, 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 go to 1. Freebooter. Lightning Bolt. Okay. So we are dead. Alright. Going to game number 3. Okay. I still don't really know what their deck is doing. It's like Jeskai, removal, Snapcaster, Lurrus. I guess it's like a control deck. Kataki's bad. Turok, I think, is still not great against the red removal, and they have Torpor Orb. Dismember might be decent against Lurrus. It's not really good against the rest of their stuff, though. I don't really think that any of my cards are bad. I mean, obviously, all of my cards are bad if they have Torpor Orb, but I don't have anything in my sideboard against Torpor Orb. Unless I, like, spike it with Meddling Mage, but they have a million removal spells for the Meddling Mage anyways, so I think I'm just going to do it like this. Alright, game number 3. Game number 3. This hand's a keeper. Got a Vial, got a Sanctifier, we got some good creatures. Definitely not going to ship this one. Human, Vial, your turn. Let's hope they don't have the Torpor Orb this game. They're bobbling themselves. I'll be at the fetch land. Steam Vents, pass. Okay, if they're shocking Steam Vents on turn 1, I'm definitely... I was going to play the Sanctifier anyways, but... Question is, do I... Well, it could be Consider, right? Yeah, it could be Consider. I mean, there's definitely an argument to not putting in the Champion, because if I'm just walking it right into Bolt, whereas otherwise they just wouldn't be able to use their mana if they have Bolt. But it could also be Consider, because they showed us Consider last game. Alright, it is a removal spell, so I guess maybe I got punished, but there's also, you know, maybe their hand is heat plus consider, and they still get to use their mana either way, even if I don't Violin the Champion. But, wow. Okay, that, I don't really understand why they're doing that. That's a very odd play. They do that on turn 2. Okay, they hit the Bobble. Very, very strange plays. Okay, auto yield to this. Go up to 2. I think I'm just gonna go double lieutenant here, honestly. I want to get these lieutenants, and I want to make everything as big as possible before they get a Torpor Orb down. I mean, again, the same could be said about the Imperial Recruiter, but I think this is a good turn. Next turn I can just go take this up to 3, get another lieutenant. I guess this is worse if they have explosives, but they can't pop the explosives this turn. So maybe it's not the end of the world. I'll just take that, I think. Well, no, let's just trade. Do I want to trade? They have no white mana, so they can't kill the Sanctifier right now. I think trade's fine. Take this up to 3. Okay. Well, now I'm just going to go play Sanctifier and then just hold up the Recruiter. And then we can go end step Recruiter for Lieutenant, and then play the Lieutenant with 2 Sanctifiers in play, which I think is better. It's a lot easier when they don't draw the Torpor Orb, huh? Everything is a lot easier when they don't draw the Torpor Orb. What's this? Picking up Lurrus? I don't think that's going to do it. Don't think that is going to do it. I mean, they get a path here, I guess, but they path this, still take 1,000,000. Let's get Lieutenant. No on this. Fortunate, but I'm still just going to play this. Attack you for 1,000,000, get path, but they still crack for a plains. Oh, they just didn't hit the path. Okay, so they just died. Cool. So very easy game 1, weird game 2, and then pretty easy game 3. So that was, I guess, Jeskai Lurrus Control. We're 2-0. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 3. We are on the play. It seems like, I think our opponent's going to Companion. We're 2-0 with humans. That's kind of nice. The question is, can we keep it going? We've dodged the Fury card so far, and hopefully we can continue to dodge the Fury card. This hand is quite good against Lurrus. On the play, Sentinel, Thalia, Adeline, Thalia's Lieutenant. This hand's really good. Opponent mulls to 6, mulls to 5. Generally, when Lurrus mulls to 5 that quickly, I expect Hammer Time, because most of the mid-range... I mean, obviously any deck can mulligan to 5 with no lands, but Hammer mulligans a lot more aggressively than most of the other Lurrus decks, because they're looking for very specific pieces, whereas most of the other Lurrus decks are just like generic answers, generic creatures and removal spells and stuff, so... Alright, well, I was wrong. They're burn. And it's not too bad against burn, though. Get to curve Sentinel into Thalia, into Adeline. Definitely playing Thalia here. Thalia is really good against burn. Adeline's pretty good too. It's hard for them to kill it. They don't really have a clean answer to it. Burn versus humans is kind of a classic matchup. Very, very classic, modern matchup. I've always been, like, I've played a decent amount of burn and humans. I've always been of the opinion that I think humans is, like, it really depends on the die roll, you know? I think humans can be favored. It's just a really close matchup. Do I just want to go Sentinel Lieutenant and really mess with their Rift Bolt? I kind of do, actually. I think I like that better. and just don't attack with the Sentinel. I actually like this a lot better. Because this just guarantees I get 2 cards. I mean, they can kill the Thalia, but... I don't know, maybe this isn't as good as playing Adeline. It's really close. Because they kind of have to kill the Thalia and pay a mana, but then I get to draw 2 cards. And they have to kill a creature that's tapped, which is kind of okay, I think. There's no way they can go upstairs. Yeah, they have to kill the Thalia. They can't pay. So it's just a free 2 cards. Got a Recruiter and a land. Okay. Question is, if they attack with Goblin Guide, do I block? I might not. I might just take it. Searing Blaze would be a little annoying here. Could Blaze a Sentinel. I think I'm still not going to block. Probably just play Adeline next turn. Try to dial up the heat a little bit. Okay. Question is, are they attacking? I don't know. It's a weird spot. I think them not attacking kind of makes sense, but it is a very strange spot. So now, let's go Adeline. Counter on Lieutenant, and then just don't attack with the Sentinel. Just only attack with the Lieutenant. I mean, no, I'm actually maybe okay if they trade for Sentinel. I think I might be okay if they trade for Sentinel, because that means that the 1/1 human is coming in. Yeah, I think them trading for Sentinel is probably okay. At this point, it's kind of done its job. I'm not going to cast the Vial. I don't think the Vial is going to be relevant at all this game, and I just don't want to take a damage that I don't have to. Yes, they do take the trade, which makes sense. They're at 11. Next turn, we can just go Recruiter Lieutenant. I do have to take 2 damage, but probably is worth it. Wow, they're sacrificing Canyon? Their hand's that bad, huh? It's good news for us. It's very good news for us. Yeah, alright. Game number 2. So we'll bring in our creatures that have protection from red. And we'll cut our creatures that have protection from white. And so it's kind of a... There's a bit of debate here. Historically, I have never liked Meddling Mage against Burn, even though they have Riftbolt, and I'm gonna, maybe get a little bit of flack for this, but I want to hear y'all's opinion on this. If you have, if you played this matchup or have any thoughts on it in general, the reasoning behind Meddling Mage not being as great against Burn is because all their cards kind of do the same thing, right? They're all Lava Spikes and Lightning Bolts, and even though they have 4 of every card, so you can get into these spots where you can count how many of each they've cast so far, and sometimes get a read by how they're playing the game. It's even if you name correctly, they likely just have another spell in their hand that does the same thing anyway. So I'm just not a big fan of it. So I'd much rather have Sanctifier. It's so much better. It's possible you're supposed to cut down on some of the 3-drops, but the 3-drops are all pretty impactful, so I don't mind keeping them in. This hand is not the best, but it does have a curve, so I think I am kind of elected to keep it. That's what I was worried about. This hand's not great against turn 1 guide. They revealed Cavern. Okay. I am actually going to play the Vial here, because I think it ends up working out better if they have Eidolon. Worse if they have Smash. But now, if they have, let's say, a land that's not a fetch land and a Searing Blaze, they can't Searing Blaze on their turn. So they would need another land the turn after. Wait, what? I don't agree with that. That one I don't agree with. Let's go... land... I think. So would I rather have 2 2/2s or a 3/3 and a 1/1? Probably would rather have 2 2/2s, right? Yeah, I think I'd rather have 2 2/2s. It's pretty close. because the 3/3 does blank the guide. I honestly might just take another hit from the guide. I don't think I want to trade. I'm very surprised they brought this in. Like, I understand that these matchups can come down to a damage race, but I don't know. Like, wouldn't you rather just have a burn spell most of the time than this? It's odd. It's very strange. Alright, they got a Swift Spear. Gain a life. Nice. Searing Blaze would be a little rough here. If they just go to attacks, can I afford to take it all? Maybe. I think I might have to take it all, because I think I kind of need a creature in play for this Adeline to be able to do something. Yeah, I think I have to take it all. Like, if I trade for Guide and they have Searing Blaze, it's pretty bad. I'm just going to take it all. So they crack fetch, blaze my... They're both the same creature, doesn't matter. Probably Lieutenant, in case of image. But yeah, blaze Lieutenant, I go to 13, go to 9, and they have 2 cards. And then I go Adeline, attack for 5. Yeah, okay. We're maybe doing okay. And then I can double Reflector Mage the turn after. So that might end up working out for me. Alright, Vial up to 2. Let's play Cavern on Human. Play Adeline. Trigger there. Attack for 5. We have a 3/4 back to block. They only have 2 cards. So, might be doing okay. I guess the issue is they might, like, if they just have Boros... Actually, no, we're just dead if they have Boros Charm Bolt, right? I block here, go to 7, and then dead a Boros Charm Bolt. Lava Spike. Okay. Yeah, still dead to Boros Charm. Maybe I should have traded last turn. And then just played a 1/4 Adeline. It'd be at 8 instead. Okay. Lava Spike, Lava Spike. Take 1,000,000 damage. If they have another 1-mana spell, I am dead. If they don't have a burn spell in hand and brick next turn, I might be okay. I'm dead to any 1-mana spell anyways, so I gotta block the Swift Spear. Go to 1. Okay. Yes, tick up to 3. Forge Tender would be a good draw. How about a Thalia? Nah, Thalia doesn't really do anything. Because they have enough mana anyways. I'm dead to 1 spell. I guess Hardcast Riftbolt, but... they're at 18. I can't kill them, can I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm actually pretty close. Okay, I guess I'll play Thalia because of Hardcast Riftbolt. Or, actually, wait, hold on. Oh, I already played my land. I think what I should have done was sack the Clearing. I should have played Clearing and sacked it, because if I miss, I can still go Thalia Reflector Mage, but if I draw Forge Tender, I can go Reflector Mage Forge Tender. Yeah, that was a mistake for sure. That was 100% a mistake. Definitely should have sacked the Clearing there. Go to attacks. Again, I'm just dead any burn spell anyways, but... Alright, Vial on the Reflector Mage. Guess I'll bounce this. Hopefully they don't have a burn spell. They probably do. They probably do. They're at 3. So close. So close. 1 mana. What's this? Goblin Guide? I can beat a Goblin Guide. They couldn't cast it. Oh, they just had nothing. Okay, I'm very surprised. I thought I was going to die. Would I have drawn the Forge Tender? I would have drawn Sentinel, which would have been another 1-drop to play. So yeah, I messed that turn up by not playing the Clearing, but yeah, that was a sweet game. And definitely interesting. I think obviously if this was a burn spell, they would have won that game, I think. Although, I don't know, they gained 3 life. So they would have died that turn if they didn't gain 3 life. So it's different. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking. We're 3-0. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 4. All right, everybody, we are here for round number 4, playing against the man, the myth, the legend himself, Aspiring Spiked. She is on Yorion, so I'm going to guess Bant Control. Let's see. Definitely going to keep this. I'm going to lean on Vile, I think. Prairie Stream. I think this is Bant Control, yeah. Leading on Vile is maybe a little bit worse if they have Prismatic Ending. Could lead on Sentinel. It's just higher upside to lead on Vile, I think. Also have Force of Negation, I guess. Stack plays Force, I think, yeah. Okay, maybe that was bad. Pitched in Ice Fang. Okay. So let's go... I think I'm still going to play the second Vile. I'll play the Sentinel first. Well, actually, no, because I think I'd rather have him counter the Vile. Because I can cast almost all my spells anyways. And I wanted to double spell rather than play Thalia there. So now I can just go Champion Thalia. I think I like this line. Attack for 1. And then next turn I can play another champion. It's missing land drops, which is good. It's a lot of champions. That is mucho champions. Alright, attack for 1,000,000. They go to 12. Alright, I guess this matchup's easy when they miss land drops, huh? Still have the Thalia in place, they can't really play any spells. We have a Turok. I think I'm just going to play the Reflector Mage. Just to get beatdowns with the champion. This might be a little aggressive, but even if he has Ice Fang Kotal, he can't trade for any of the relevant creatures. I mean, maybe Sentinel, but I guess you could have like Solitude, the Thalia, and then Wrath Me. So I guess hypothetically you could go Ice Fang, Chump Block here, take 8, go to 3, and then go Solitude, Thalia, play Verdict. Okay, did not have Solitude, Verdict. So we got game 1 against the Bant Control. Turok's pretty good against Control, for the most part. I think Magus is pretty good, too. His mana, like, I don't know. If he doesn't fetch basics early, the Magus can get him pretty good. He does have Solitude, but... I'm not the biggest fan of Deputy. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bring in the Deputy. I don't like the image... And I think just trim 2 Reflector Mages. I think that looks pretty good, right? Yeah, let's do that. I don't think they usually have a lot of creatures for Reflector Mage, so cool with that. Alright. 3-lander, but I have a Vile, a Thalia Champion, and a sack land, so I think I'm good with this. I think I am still going to lead Vile. Again, maybe a little bit more awkward if he does have the Prismatic Ending. I presume he boarded out Force, but... Let's see what land he's going to fetch. Going for Glacial Floodplain. No Prismatic Ending, that's good. I can have Counterspell. I don't necessarily want to run the Thalia into Counterspell. So what if I just go main phase, Violin, Champion, cast Hierarch? Because I don't really care if he counters the Hierarch. Yeah. I just don't want him to be able to use his mana efficiently on like one of my good spells, but maybe because I have the second Thalia, it's okay. That's pretty close. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do there. I think that's a really close turn. But I kind of want to try and blank his counterspells, especially if he doesn't have Prismatic Ending for Vile. Like, I don't want to give him a good counterspell target, is what I'm saying. And I think Thalia is a good counterspell target. So, like, now he can go to Fairy, bounce Champion, or I guess maybe bounce Vial, but... steal the... Oh, steal the Vial. Sure. Okay. Which is pretty good. But now I can go... Thalia, counter, end of turn, sack the clearing. Go like that. So it goes to 14. End of turn, sack this. I feel like he probably doesn't have too much to do with the Vial. Well, he has Yorion, but outside of that, I don't think there's much else. Oh, I guess he could have an Ice Fang, too. Alright, looks like he lost connection to the game, but we are back. Alright, plays a Vista and passes. End of turn, we'll go ahead and sack the Silent Clearing. Noble Hierarch. How much do we want to commit to a Verdict? I think I'm willing to commit the Sentinel pre-combat, just to pump the champion, and then attack with both of these and see what happens. This might just get countered, but we'll see. Stealing the champion. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I think I'm willing to commit the Hierarch, so I can attack with the bigger Thalia. I think this is good. Alright, cool. Didn't have an Ice Fang, or is not willing to put one in. Okay, does not have an Ice Fang. Now I could get Verdicted, but I at least get a card out of the deal, so it's not too bad. Okay. Do I want to play Reflector Mage pre-combat? No, because the champion's not really going to block the Thalia anyways, so we're just going to attack with the Thalia first. See what happens. Because I think he has Solitude. Yeah, definitely has Solitude. So Thalia gets Solituded, and then I can go Reflector Mage, bounce the champion, play champion, play Thalia. I mean, I'm going all in, but I kind of have to. Oh, wait, is this... Hold on. The creature's owner. I thought it was the creature... Okay, never mind, I'm dumb. I thought it was the creature's controller. Okay. I don't know why I thought that it was the other way around. I thought I was going to be able to play the champion there. I didn't realize that it was... Yeah, okay. I should read my cards. I still think that play was fine, but... It's Fairy Time Raveler, huh? Okay. Just gonna bounce the Thalia. Okay. Bounce Thalia Prismatic Ending, maybe? Going to 6. Abundant Growth. Okay. I guess it's 6. So probably has Teferi Verdict. I could just attack him, put him to 2. It's not bad. I mean, he might just chump block, but... If I attack Teferi, I can threaten to stop him from being able to Teferi Verdict. Yeah, this is really close. I don't know. I feel like if he had Verdict, he might have cast it last turn. Or, like, I don't know. It's a really close turn. So he's just going to take it. The question is, do I even play the Thalia? Am I all in at this point? I don't think I have to be. 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. This is really close. I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to pass. I think I'm going to pass because he can plus Teferi and then hold up Verdict. I attack with Reflector Mage. He gets the chump block, go to 5. Maybe I'm supposed to shove there. It's really close. It's really tough playing against the Teferi Verdict. Okay, I'll just take this. Draw another champion. Alright, let's go to attacks. I guess he could just have an Ice Fang now. What's this? Another Solitude? Okay, casting Verdict now, sure. Well, I get to dump my hand, which is not too bad. See if he has a second Verdict. Alright, go. That's all I got. I have to shove at this point. I can't play around a second Verdict. Can't play around much here. Cannot play around much. We got white, blue, green. Pick up Yorion. Oh. Okay. Okay. So, does not have Verdict mana. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Well, I'm going to cast it. I don't know if it's going to resolve, but I will cast it. So he has to respond. Dress down. Let's see. So now I can put him to 1. He has to eat the champion, go to 1. But then I have a Magus in play. Oh, but he can bounce the Magus. What if I attack Teferi? Actually. What if I sent everything into Teferi? So basically trade champion for Teferi. I guess he still has the island in this land. It does cut him off Verdict, though. But I also can't cast any spells the rest of the game. So I think at that point I just kind of have to get a little aggressive here. I don't think I can afford to attack Teferi. So he has to block here, go to 1. Then he can just bounce the Magus and turn all of his lands back on. It's a tough game. Very, very tough game. I don't know if I could have... Maybe I could have sequenced things a little bit differently. Very, very tough game. Okay, that's bad. Magus down. Magus down. Bouncing Solitude, yeah, makes sense. Pretty close to conceding this one. Yeah, I mean, it's a spell, but I think it's good enough. I don't think it's good enough. Can't even attack into the Yorion. Or the Solitude. Now he just Solitudes this. I'm trying to think if I have any outs. I probably don't. Guess I'll take a draw step. I don't even know what I could draw at this point. Thin Ice. Okay, Thalia's dead. Take Teferi. Take 3. I guess I could draw Reflector Mage and hope he has absolutely nothing. It's not likely. Alright. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Game number 3. Alright, anything we want to change? Forged Ender Kataki, no. Sanctifier, no. Dismember, no. Reflector Mage, I think, is still kind of bad. Image, not great. Deputy... Deputy is pretty bad against Solitude, though. I'm just going to submit this. I think this is where I want to be. This matchup is hard. It's really tough. Alright, he gets me in the play, which is good. You kind of just have to, like, just have as aggressive a draw as possible. Yeah, Triple Vial. Triple Vial's not going to cut it. Okay, I guess this is acceptable. Back the courtyard, I think. Yeah. Courtyard makes the most sense. Alright, territory, human. Got a vial, and your turn. Alright, no prismatic ending. That is a good start for us. It's always a good start. So he probably has Counterspell. Obviously, I don't care about Counterspell because I have Vial, but I'm just trying to think of what I want to name with Meddling Mage. Because, I mean, so his mana base is like Mystic Gate, so he definitely could have Prismatic Ending, but just didn't have an untapped white source on turn 1. I think I'm still... It's either that or Solitude. Maybe Solitude's a better name. Because, yeah, no, I think I like Solitude better. Because if he goes Mystic Gate Prismatic Ending, I can just tap out for Adeline, and it's not that bad. Okay, Ice Fang is whatever, because he doesn't have enough snow permanents. I'm just not going to cast a 3-drop into that. I will cast that, because I don't really mind if he counters that. Kind of offer this up as bait a little bit. I'm content with just doing this. 3 to 15, maybe sack the clearing, maybe not. Yep, Ice Fang is fine. Okay, another island. No white mana. Good call on the Solitude. Good call on the Solitude. So this is probably Archmage's Charm. Okay. No. So now we can just Adeline? Could Recruiter. I think Adeline's a little bit higher upside. It's a pretty big disaster if he has another Ice Fang, though. I could only attack with Hierarch. This is close. It's really close. It does end up being pretty bad if he has Violent Ice Fang there, but I maybe just have to go for it. Again, you kind of just have to be able... You can't, like... When you have a spot like this, you can't really let them, claw back into it. I think you have to just be a little aggressive. Like, obviously, it would have been bad if he had the Ice Fang, but... Alright, Adeline's bounced. We gotta worry a little bit about Verdict. I could just go Freebooter Sentinel. But now the Ice Fang has Death Touch, huh? Now he's at 10. Oh, tough turn, tough turn, tough turn. So I could go Adeline Sentinel, but that plays pretty bad into Verdict. Could go Freebooter, see what he's working with. And then potentially just send the human token at Teferi and not offer up the Meddling Mage to Ice Fang. And the next turn maybe Recruiter into Lieutenant. I think I like Freebooter and see what's up. Guess I should tap a little bit better. Just tap like this. Yeah, I think I like Freebooter, see what's up. Let's see what's going on over there. Endurance, Dress Down, Solitude. Okay. Brought in Endurance, which is interesting. I'll take Dress Down. So Endurance, Solitude, and some lands. Okay. So now I know that I can't attack with the human token into Teferi, so we'll just play Sentinel and ship it. Definitely glad I didn't go for Adeline. Because I would definitely have not played around Endurance. It's not one that I would expect. What's this? Pick up Yorion, sure. So now we can go Violent Solitude, pick up, and then cast Yorion. Yikes. Well, now I can go Recruiter No, I can't. I was going to say Recruiter Meddling Mage on Yorion, but he just Solitudes the Meddling Mage. Oh, man, this is bad. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. What can I even get here? Let's take a look at the deck list. Can get Turok. Turok's not very good against Endurance. Can get Magus, but I can't cast Magus. Plus he has Vial on Endurance or Vial on Solitude anyways. It's a bad spot. I'm trying to think of what just happens if I go Recruiter, Lieutenant, Shove with everything, and just ignore the fact that he can eat 2 of my creatures. So if I go Recruiter, Lieutenant, Shove, he probably puts Endurance on Freebooter, and then Icefang trades for Meddling Mage. And I get to maybe deal 4 damage. Is that even good? It's not even really that good. I maybe just have to build up a giant board. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm supposed to get out of this. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Like, I guess I could get Turok, but Turok is not even good against the Endurance. Yeah, I think I just have to try and go wide. It's not good, but... Can I attack with anything? Not really. Ooh, this is rough. This is rough. Rough. Yeah, so Violent Solitude, kill something, cast the Orion, blink these 2. Not looking great. This matchup is bad. This matchup is bad. It's one of my better draws, but I don't even know if it's good enough. Yeah, I just have no attacks into the Orion. Man, I'm just going to play my hand. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do at this point. I'm just going to play my hand. I don't really know how I get out of this. I guess I can attack Teferi with my Lieutenant. So it's a 5/5. Sure. Six, actually. I got to start making trades at some point. Because I'm far enough behind on board that I'm not beating the board, so... Good God. Okay, alright, I've seen enough. Yeah, the matchup seems kind of rough. I don't know, maybe I missequenced a little bit there. It's really tough to say. But 3-1, I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. Alright, took a very unfortunate loss in our last round, but we will rally back for the 4-1. This hand's really good. I'm going to keep it. Get to go Territory, name Human, play Vial, turn to Sentinel Thalia. Yeah, this hand's really good. Opponent immediately goes to 5 and 4, so probably Tron. At least we get the Tron experience. Alright, Territory on Human. Cast Vial, your turn. Hopefully they're on a star scrying draw, and the Thalia messes with their scrying. Good. That is what I like to see. So let's go Ziggurat. I'm just going to main phase both. Yeah, Sentinel, Thalia. I can just play the Lieutenant next turn. I guess there's no reason to main phase the Sentinel. Oh, no, Ancient Stirrings, right? Yeah, Ancient Stirrings is the reason to main phase it, which, yeah, definitely want to do that. Alright, draw a card. I might just run out the Turok, too. Yeah, I might just go cast Lieutenant, trigger on the stack, Vial, and Turok. Because I don't think I'm going to be casting it. I think I want to hold it. We'll do some quick math here. Tick that up. Interesting. Well, now I could just go recruiter, lieutenant, get another lieutenant. That would be 3, 5 this turn. And then next turn it would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's lethal, right? Plus the Turok. Yeah, okay. So let's go land. I'm going to play the recruiter first so they don't know about the second lieutenant. So let's do this. Get lieutenant. File in lieutenant. Attack for 5. And then this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 5 is 13. 15 Xaxes, right? Oh no, it's 1 short, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's 14. I think it's 1 short, but they didn't play a Tron land, so it shouldn't matter. I think they're conceding. They are conceding. All right, got game 1 against Tron. So Forge Tender bad, Gataki bad, Sanctifier bad, Magus the Moon good. Deputy of Detention is decent against Wormcoil, and I think Turok is too slow. Also, the protection doesn't matter at all. And I think I'm going to swap a Reflector Mage for a Deputy. They're both good against Wormcoil, but I think Deputy has more targets. It's more versatile, I guess, as it were. Opponent goes to 6, and got kind of the same hand as last time, so I don't think I can mulligan this, although it's not the most aggressive. Chromatic Sphere. Alright, human, play Vile, ship the turn. I drew the recruiter too, this is just the exact same hand. It's kind of hilarious. Ooh, second Urza's Mine. I like to see that. That I definitely like to see. So that goes up to 1. Get to go territory on human. Play Thalia. File in the Sentinel. And then ship the turn. If they have land map, they can pay for the map. What land did they get? They got tower, okay. But they didn't have power plant because they would have played it last turn. I'm just going to do the same thing, right? I'm just going to go this, red here, recruiter. I'm going to get Magus. So we'll get the Magus, Violin the Lieutenant, and hope everything works out. Hope they don't draw Urza's power plant. Seems like they did not draw Urza's power plant, because I think they're conceding. Cool. Got a nice little 4-1. Only lost to the best player in the world, Aspiring Spike. Moving forward, just like kind of some final thoughts on the deck. I kind of want to play the 4th Adeline, just because it's really important to have it on curve. I was not a fan of the image. I also maybe could do without the main deck Turok and just play all 3 in the sideboard. So I think the image and the Turok are kind of medium. I would look to play maybe either the 4th Adeline or the 4th Recruiter and the 3rd Freebooter. But I think everything else is pretty good. Sideboard was, for the most part, we didn't get to really utilize Dismember that much, but we just didn't play against those matchups. So, but overall, deck was pretty good. If you are a fan of the humans, which I know a lot of you are, maybe, you know, if you can dodge the Fury, which we did, then maybe it's a good time to play humans. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, and I will see everybody in the next one.